classic cars had some of the coolest features ever put on a vehicle. A surprising number of those features are completely illegal now. These were design choices that made entire generations of car enthusiasts fall in love. Cars that looked like they were built to last forever. And in many cases they were, just not for the people inside them. Some of these are going to surprise you, and a couple of them you will completely understand why they had to go. Number 9. Pop-up headlights. Let's start with one that still breaks some hearts. The Mazda Miata, the Toyota Supra, the Lamborghini Countach. Hidden headlights that rose out of a flat hood the moment you turn the key. That mechanical rise from a completely flat hood became for 3 decades the universal symbol of what a sports car was supposed to look like. Europe effectively outlawed them. New pedestrian safety laws in the late 1990s required car fronts to be soft enough to absorb impacts. Those flip-up mechanisms were made of hard metal with sharp edges, and they sat at head and chest height. No manufacturer could make them legal at any reasonable cost. The last production car with them was the 2004 Lotus Esprit. After that, they were gone for good. Every flat, boring hood on modern sports cars is a direct result of those laws. The cars became safer and a little harder to fall in love with. Number 8. Hood ornaments. This one looks completely harmless, sitting on top of a car, until you think about what it actually is. The Rolls-Royce Spirit of Ecstasy, the Jaguar Leaping Cat, the Mercedes 3-pointed star. These are not badges. They are real chrome sculptures mounted on a solid post at the very front of the car. In a pedestrian collision, that post becomes a spike at chest and face height, moving at the speed the car was traveling. Modern safety laws require the entire front of a car to reduce injury on contact. A fixed chrome spike fails every part of that test. Mercedes made their star spring loaded, so it collapses flat on impact. Rolls-Royce built a system that pulls the Spirit of Ecstasy into the hood automatically. Every other manufacturer removed them completely. The sculpture still exists on a Rolls. It disappears the moment it would hurt someone. That sums up this entire era of car design pretty well. Open a car from the 1950s and look at the dashboard. Chrome steel, two-tone paint, a big round speedometer in the center. It looks like the cockpit of a rocket ship. It is also basically a concrete wall aimed at your face. Seatbelts were optional, and most people did not use them. In a frontal collision, your face met that hard steel surface. No padding, no give. In the 1950s, dashboard impacts accounted for around 30% of all serious head injuries in car accidents. Padded dashboards became required by law in the 1970s, and that number dropped dramatically within a decade. Today, every surface within reach of any passenger must pass strict energy absorption tests before the car can be sold. Feel the slight softness under any modern dashboard. That is not a design choice. That is the law. The old ones looked incredible. They were also essentially decorative steel walls. Number 6. Suicide doors. The name alone should tell you something. Some cars from the 1950s and the 1960s had rear doors hinged at the back instead of the front. The Lincoln Continental made them famous. They looked spectacular. The problem is what happens at speed with the door unlatched. Airflow catches it and throws it open instantly. Anyone touching that door goes with it. At lower speeds, a passenger leaning against it in a corner rolls straight out onto the road. All passenger doors are now required by law to be hinged at the front, so airflow keeps them shut. Rear hinged doors are completely illegal on any new car today. The cars that made them famous are in museums now, and honestly, they deserve to be. Number 5. Bench front seats. 3 people across the front. No center console. Imagine your date sliding right next to you. The 1958 Cadillac DeVille had one continuous white leather sofa running the full width of the car. It felt like a living room on wheels. And that was entirely the point. But what's the problem? Seatbelts were still not required by law. In a sharp corner, the driver slides away from the wheel. Their hands lose the controls, their feet slip off the pedals, and when they brake hard, they slide forward with nothing holding them in place. The last mainstream car sold with a front bench seat was the Chevrolet Impala in 2013. After 6 decades, the sofa was finally retired. Modern rules require the driver to stay in a fixed position relative to the controls at all times. That beautiful white leather sofa could not come close to passing that test. Number 4. External sun visors. Look at cars from the late 1930s and you will notice something strange above the windshield. A wide metal visor bolted directly onto the roof, chrome-edged, color matched to the body. On a long, low coupe from that era, they looked genuinely cool. Very Art Deco, very stylish. Now actually, try to drive one. That visor cuts directly into your side vision on both sides. Any car pulling out of a side street is invisible until it is almost directly in front of you. A cyclist on the left, gone, hidden behind something bolted to the roof purely for shade and style. Modern rules require completely clear sightlines from the driver's seat in every direction. Those visors block so much side vision that no car fitted with them could pass that test anywhere in the world today. A genuinely dangerous idea, dressed up in very nice chrome. Number 3. The 1971 Ford Pinto fuel tank. Small, affordable, practical, millions sold to ordinary American families. Ford placed the fuel tank directly behind the rear bumper with almost nothing protecting it. Before the car went on sale, their own engineers tested it more than 40 times. The tank ruptured in every single test at speeds above 25 miles per hour. The fix cost $11 per car. Ford ran the numbers. They estimated the Pinto would be involved in around 180 burn deaths and 180 serious burn injuries over its lifetime on the road. They calculated the total cost of settling those claims at around $49 million. The cost of fixing every car came out to around $137 million. Fixing it cost more, so they did not fix it. That calculation was put in writing. That document became evidence in a criminal homicide trial. People burned alive in accidents they would have walked away from if someone had spent $11 on their car. Modern fuel tank rules require crush zones, automatic cut-off valves, and strict rules about where the tank can sit in the car. The Ford Pinto is now taught in engineering schools and law schools as a lesson in what happens when a company decides the cost of protecting the people inside their product is not worth paying. $11. That was the number they put on a human life. Number 2. Exterior door spotlights. Look at the door of a late 1950s American luxury car, or a police cruiser from the same era. Just below the window, there is a small chrome spotlight mounted on the outside of the door. A handle runs through the glass, so the driver can aim it from inside. It was used for reading house numbers at night and for checking dark driveways. On a police car, it was essential equipment. On a luxury car, it was the kind of detail that made an expensive car feel special. But it was also a solid chrome housing that stuck out from the door at hip and thigh height. In a side collision, it is the first thing that makes contact. In a pedestrian impact, a person hit by the side of the car meets that chrome housing before anything else on the door. Modern side impact rules require door exteriors to be as smooth as possible. Anything sticking out from the surface fails immediately. Useful, good-looking, and ultimately made completely illegal by the same rules that make modern cars survivable in a side impact. This one is almost funny, until you think about what it actually means. Early cars did not have electric wipers. They ran off engine vacuum. A tube connected to the engine moved the wiper arms back and forth. On a quiet road in light rain, they worked fine. Now you are on a wet highway, and you need to overtake a truck. You press the accelerator. The wipers slow to almost nothing. Sometimes they stop completely. You are doing highway speed in heavy rain with wipers that quit the moment you needed them most. This was not a fault. It was just how they worked for decades. Electric wipers are now required by law on every road legal vehicle because they have to work consistently no matter what the engine is doing. Vacuum wipers did the exact opposite every single time. It took 30 years before anyone decided that was not good enough. 9 features. Some bizarre, some beautiful, some genuinely hard to sit with. All of them were completely normal on the roads your parents and grandparents drove without a second thought. The classic cars of that era looked like nothing built today. There is a reason people still fall in love with them. They were beautiful, but they weren't safe. Every feature in your car today exists because something went wrong back then.